Hey guys, it's Bren, and I am ready today to start reviewing for you some of these fall 2019 Bath & Body Works candles. First up is going to be the PB&J candle, and this one is actually really difficult to review because I feel like, first of all, let me just start with a disclaimer. Everyone is going to have and has had a different opinion on this candle, but I totally see why, because this candle just has a lot of different notes going on and they don't always blend in the same way. And even I myself feel like every time I light up this candle, it smells a little different than the time before. I kind of get different things from it just depending on, when I sniff it. And I mean, even like I'll be in the room with it, I'll think one thing, I'll leave for a minute, I'll come back, and then I'll be like, oh, it kind of smells a little different now. And I've changed my mind about this candle so many times already. The only thing I know for sure is that I do like it. It does have a downside, and I'll get to that in a second, but overall I like the fragrance, but it morphs and changes quite a bit. And I think that part of the reason that there's going to be so many different opinions on this candle is because I don't necessarily think everyone's nose is different in this situation. I think it's probably that everyone's brain is different. Because at first, when I first smelled this, I thought I was getting kind of a cologne note. But now that I've burned it, and now that I feel like I've familiarized myself with the scent quite a bit, and I've broken down the notes, and I've really paid close attention, even when I smell a new unburned one, I don't get the cologne note anymore. It was something that my brain was getting. My nose is the same, but it was coming in one way and being interpreted one way, and now that I'm familiar with the scent, it doesn't smell like cologne or perfume to me anymore. So, again, it's one that changes. It's really been interesting to kind of break it down, but it's tough to review because I think everyone's going to get something totally different from this candle. The one thing that I want to start by saying, though, is if you haven't burned it, burn it. I encourage you to burn it. Bath & Body Works will let you return a candle even if it has been burned, and this is one of those circumstances, even though I don't like to do that, I feel kind of bad doing that, but this is the time to do that if you have one of these. I'm already seeing that a lot of people have returned theirs. I fear the scent will never come back, so if you do like it, and I know some people do. I've seen some reviewers that do. Jackie McManus, I know you like it. But I've seen a lot of reviewers that just hate it and they just automatically return it right away. If a candle gets a lot of returns, I think that's, one of those times when Bath & Body Works doesn't bring a scent back, so this might be the only time we ever see this scent. So if you like it, stock up now, but I really want you to burn it before you decide on it because it changes a lot when it's burning. It just changes a lot every time you burn it. So I'm going to try to break down the notes for you, and I'm going to tell you what I'm getting from it, but again, this is one where we're not all going to agree, and I think every reviewer is going to say something different because really depending on your house, your nose, your brain, your experience with scents, and everything else, you're probably going to get something different from this candle. So that all being said, the notes are fresh strawberry jam, toasted bread, crunchy peanut butter, and drizzle of honey. And it will also give you my batch number because I know a lot of people want to know that, and I believe all the ones that I got in my order are from the same batch. And that is 9158 AGA1. Okay? All right. I have burned this one down about this far, and I have another one though too that I've burned because I actually gave one to my mom and had her burning one, and then when she gave it back to me I tried burning two at a time. And okay, I think where the cologne note that a lot of people are getting or the perfumey note is kind of coming in is that the jam in this is very sour. And when you think about peanut butter and jelly, you think it's going to be really sweet. And this candle's actually not that sweet for what it is. You would expect it to be sweeter. But the jam note, which is supposed to be strawberry jam, I think I said in my haul that I was getting more of like raspberry jam, but it doesn't really matter. All that really matters is it's a tart jam. There's a sour note to the jam, which I don't mind. I actually kind of like that. But you expect sweet and you get a little tanginess with that. And when the tang meets everything else that's going on here, because I do feel like I get a little bit of a bakery note, and I do feel like I get a little bit of like a nuttiness. I don't know if I want to say peanut butter, but definitely like nuts. That's there. And just kind of the way it all blends, it almost like it doesn't blend. Like sometimes I feel like I'm totally getting the jam note first. Other times I'm getting a sweet bakery note. Other times it smells like a nutty candle, and it just depends on, you know, which breath I'm taking in that particular second. So it's like all these different notes are happening when you burn this candle. They're not really merging. They go well together, but sometimes you sniff one thing and sometimes you sniff another. I don't know. It's bizarre. It's kind of weird. I can't think of another candle from Bath & Body Works that I feel this way about. But the jam is there, and it's tart and tangy. It's very like a sour jam, almost like a rhubarb jam, but it's not rhubarb, but you know it's like sour like that. Like I said, there's a nuttiness to it as well. It kind of smells like peanuts, maybe, but not peanut butter, just kind of like, you know, like nuts like that. And the bakery note, it's not necessarily bread to me. It kind of almost does smell, maybe like donut a little bit. But there's not too much vanilla, but I feel like I smell maybe like a glazed sweetbread or something, kind of. But again, the candle overall is not as sweet as you would expect. And when those things all come together, it just kind of is weird. So I'm going to sniff the unburned one now. And what I think a lot of people are interpreting as perfumey or cologne-y, myself included, what I originally kind of felt like was a cologne type scent. It's just the way that those three things come together. It's so bizarre. But it's mainly that tartness in the berry, just throwing everything off. And it kind of seems like it can be perfumey, but I can't even get that anymore. Because now when I smell it, again, because I've spent so much time with the candle, now I smell peanut butter, well, nuts, like bakery scent, and tart jam. It's just weird. It's weird how much my opinion of this candle has changed, but not just my opinion, but actually just like what I'm getting from it the more I've smelled it. And now I can't undo that. I can't go back. You know, I can't make it smell like a cologne scent to me anymore, because now I feel like I get those three notes, and that's it. There's no undoing that. So like I said, I actually do like this candle, and it did change quite a bit burning, and I encourage you to burn it and try it, but my big fault with it is that it's really light. It's actually a fragrance that I enjoy, but it's not throwing very well. As I mentioned, I had two going at the same time, and I thought maybe that would help, but they were only about 20 feet apart, and they weren't even really, I don't really feel like the fragrance was doubling up or anything. It wasn't even meeting, because this candle, I can only really smell all of those notes that I was talking about when I'm very close to it when it's burning, like if it's burning on the table right next to me. Even when I leave the room and I come back into the room, I kind of feel like from a distance, like it's in terms of what it fills the room with. It fills the room with the scent of Bath & Body Works candles. As I mentioned, there's so many different notes going on in this. I almost kind of feel like it just amps up the scent of like candles in my place. So I've got a ton of candles, right? So I have people tell me all the time that my house, when they walk in, even if I'm not burning anything, it smells like candles. It smells kind of in here like a Bath & Body Works store or a White Barn store. That's basically what my house smells like, because I have all the candles, you know, and I think that's great. I don't really smell it when I walk in, because, you know, you don't really smell your own home smell a lot of times because you're there all the time. But if I'm gone for a while, you know, like a week on vacation or something, I come back, then I definitely do smell it. Or if I walk by, I smell it. And I have all my empty candle crates in my garage, and when I walk by those sometimes, it just smells like Bath & Body Works. Well, this candle, I feel like it just smells like Bath & Body Works. It kind of is giving off a lot of different notes that they would use in a lot of different candles, and it's put them all together in one candle, and so it just kind of has this sweet candle smell, and that's what I felt like it was doing to the whole room. And then up close, I felt like you could get all those individual notes. I like the fragrance. I'm going to say on like strength and throw, it's probably only like maybe a 3 out of 10. You could maybe go to 4, but it's below average for sure. So that's my main problem. I bought 6 of these candles. 6 is kind of my magic number for if I don't think a scent is going to come back, but I like it. Sorry, it's really windy outside all of a sudden because the storm's rolling in. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can hear like the trees going crazy and stuff. So anyway, as I was saying, I usually buy 6 of a candle. If I really like it, I don't think it's going to come back. That's a number where I feel like, you know, that's enough for me to burn over time for the rest of my life and, you know, be okay with it. But with this one, I'm not going to keep all 6. I think I'm going to return a couple because I paid a lot for these. They were only 10 off. And it's that strength and throw. If they were stronger, I like the fragrance enough that I would keep that mini. But yeah, it's just a weak candle. So still though, you know, burn it in a small room. I like it. There are other reviewers that like it. There are other people that hate it, but I believe that at least from what I'm seeing, a lot of the people that don't like it haven't burned it. They just made that decision right away that they didn't like it. So give it a shot, give it a chance. You might still not like it. Some people have burned it and still don't like it. But it's going to be different for everyone. Everyone's going to have a different experience with this candle. I want to hear what your experience with this candle is. If you have tried it, let me know in the comments below. It's getting darker too. I'm losing my light as the storm rolls in. Okay, but those are my thoughts on the PB&J candle from Bath & Body Works. I understand what they were trying to do with this candle. I get all the notes, but it took me a while to actually get them all. I had to, you know, just really sit with it for a while. But try it out. Let me know what you think. I'll be back with other reviews soon. I think I might have to wait until the storm passes to keep filming. But I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.